Hi folks, this is Mr. MegaManFan, and guess what? I'm ringing in the new year with a package from Japan. So in this video, I'm going to open it up, show you the contents, talk about it a little bit, and hopefully you are having a good weekend right now and enjoying some time off with friends and family this holiday weekend. And if you're working today and didn't get time off, I apologize, and hopefully you will still enjoy a good 2022 when you do get some time to unwind and reflect on the year that has been. Anyway, package from Japan. Let's get it open. As with most packages from Japan, this one is courtesy of Japan for You on eBay. I am not sponsored by this seller in any way. I did not receive any of this gratis. I paid for it all myself, paid $20 shipping to get it all here, but I find this is one of the most reliable and trustworthy sellers from Japan because they charge a flat rate and then a small additional per item fee to get you an entire box of goodies from Japan. So if you order anywhere from 16 to 20 items, it usually ends up being about $1 per item to get it shipped to the United States, which is just as good as you can ask for when you're trying to import, especially in the challenging times we've had the last couple of years, which Tango seems to know nothing about. He's just chilling on the couch over there, but here we have 2 large bricks. And that's another reason that I like this particular seller, is that they bubble wrap everything and brick it together very securely and put extra peanuts and extra bubble wrap inside the package so that nothing gets mishandled in transportation. Not to mention they use FedEx, which always delivers faster than the estimated arrival time on eBay. So, quite frankly, I'm giving glowing praise to somebody that is in no way sponsoring me or endorsing me. So, that should tell you something about how much I like their service. Anyway, let's get one of these bricks open. Now, this particular purchase started with a video I saw about region differences in Super Mario 3 between North America and Japan, and I quickly expanded it to include other items such as Hide Light 3. I know the Hide Light games don't have a great reputation in the United States, but it was an ongoing and popular series in Japan, and this is an iteration of it that does not appear to have ever been released in the United States, and I'm sure that Ryan is already eagerly looking at romhacking.net to find out if there is a translation available. Bro, I can assure you I will be doing the same thing. I will dump this cartridge, I will look for a patch, and if none exists, then at least I own the oddity that is Hide Light 3. But from there we move on, and you will see the game I was originally looking for, Super Mario 3 from Japan, which is so inexpensive that I got it for $1 and a few pennies, which is also true of the other 2 Famicom games and Hide Light 3, which I just showed you. These were all about $1 or slightly more. In fact, the next 2 that you're about to see were exactly $1.03. Nightmare 2, The Maze of Gallius. I guess I was doing sequels this time with Japan games, but I'll be looking for a patch for that as well. But no patch necessary for the next one, which was called Spartan X in Japan, but you know it as Kung Fu Master here. And since I was already looking for region differences between Super Mario 3 here and there, I decided I'll look at region differences on Kung Fu Master to Spartan X from here to there. Meanwhile, Tango is repositioning himself as he continues to enjoy the comfort of the couch, which you can see I've got a serve bot on, and that's rather telling for something that's coming up in this package. But first, some Super Famicom games that were about $1. Believe it or not, from the artwork, this one was actually listed as New 3D Golf Pebble Beach. Looks more like a Famicom Jump RPG from that artwork, so I'm gonna have to see what that's like once I put it in. This one, no translation required, Human Grand Prix 2. Once again, sequels are cropping up in this batch. And some of these were like $1.09 instead of $1.03. Here we have F1 Grand Prix Part 2. I mean, honestly, anything from $1 to $1.25 is very reasonable for import Famicom and Super Famicom games. Try getting any NES or Super Nintendo game that cheap. This one is Super Volley 2, which I can only assume is a volleyball game. We'll have to play that and find out for sure. Once again, no translation required for this one. Populous, which will be another chance for me to check out region differences because I have the Super Nintendo version of Populous already. Last but not least, one more sequel, Dragon Quest VI. I am 100% sure ROMhacking.net has a patch for this, so Ryan, don't even worry about it. I know you'll PM me, DM me, you'll send me some kind of message with a link. You can rest assured that I found one for that game. There's no way that that hasn't been localized by the fans of the Dragon Quest, aka Dragon Warrior series. So we have 6 Super Famicom and 4 Famicom games, and another big brick to go, with something very special inside. Let's get it open. Now, if you're a Mega Man collector and video game enthusiast like I am, you already know how ridiculous the prices for the Misadventures of Tron Bonne have become. $240 loose, $560 complete, and I don't even want to tell you what it goes for new and sealed, so you can rest assured that the Japanese version does not command those prices. It's not an inexpensive game from Japan. This is $37 plus whatever you're going to have to pay to import it, but for $37, I don't even mind that the outer shell is a little rough. I mean, it was obviously handled and played by the previous owner, but it was sold as being in very good condition, which I am now going to verify by opening it up and taking a look at the contents inside. As you can see, we have the Japanese instruction manual with a servbot burned into a piece of toast. That's just adorable. There's no other way to describe it other than that. Servbots all throughout the manual, some that are worried or panicking that Miss Tron has told them what to do and they didn't do it very well, so better be obedient, servbots, or you got the wrath of Tron coming at you. Yes, this disc looks very, very clean. I don't see any gouges or scratches. Let's check the second disc and make sure it is in equally immaculate condition. And if you don't have a region modded PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, you can do a soft mod with Tony Hacks to play imports. If you don't know what Tony Hacks are, TonyHax, I have a video about it on the channel that you can watch, or you can just Google search that term and find out what Tony Hacks are. But you can play imports without actually having to modify a PlayStation. So for $37, so worth it, especially compared to the North American prices. And if you're going to do a soft mod, you could always burn yourself a copy of Tron Bonne and just call it a patch from Japanese to English, because you already own the game, right? At that point, instead of just going through the laborious step of patching it, you're just saving a step by burning yourself a copy that you can say was already patched. It'll just be the English retail version, but you know what I mean. You're playing a legitimate backup of your game at that point, so buy yourself a $37 copy of the Misadventures of Tron Bonne, save yourself hundreds of dollars. This game was a Super CD-ROM that was only $1. I believe the pronunciation is Tenjo Debut, but I apologize if I got that wrong. It looks like a dating sim of some kind, as does this $1 Super CD-ROM game. There were a bunch of these that were really cheap from Japan for you. This one was called Satsugyo 2 Neo Generation, and we have another one here to add to the pile. Why not when you can get Turbo Duo PC Engine games, CD-ROM games for only $1? This one is Satsugyo Graduation, so I can only assume the previous is a sequel to this. Why they made so many dating sim, Turbo Duo Super CD-ROM games, I have no idea. This one needs no translation. It's simply called Cal 2. C-A-L and the Roman numeral 2. pretty easy to follow along with that. And now for some inexpensive HuCard games. Not all of these were $1, but they were all very affordable. Some were only a few dollars, some were just a little over $1. None were break the bank type of titles. Let's get the rubber band off this stack of HuCards and take a look at each one individually. This one is Susano Densetsu, which I described on the PC Engine Files number 20 as having one of the craziest plots of any PC Engine game I'd ever encountered, so for a couple of bucks that was worth it. This one will undoubtedly be a future PC Engine Files. It's Daibakushou, which appears from the artwork to be an RPG, so I'll be looking for a patch on that. And then we have Satakichi 7, which could either be a Mahjong game or a 7 Samurai game. Once again, a future episode of PC Engine Files in the making. And in addition to that, we have a loose N64 game, Mario Party 3. This one was very close to $1, and considering what the North American version goes for, that's hilarious. So once again, checking out region differences between Japan and the United States, could not resist at that price. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, the main event. This is Rockman EXE Transmission, known in North America as MegaMan Network Transmission. And this one impressed me by having the Japanese sleeve, dust cover, protective sleeve, whatever you want to call it, along with the actual game in the long box. Now, if you have the Game Boy Player for Nintendo GameCube, the disc that is so hard to find and now commands such a premium came in a sleeve, just like Japan GameCube games do. They all come with an outer sleeve like this if you buy them complete, and then they come in a plastic tray like this. It makes our North American GameCube games look so much bulkier by comparison. I actually kind of wish they did release games in North America with this small packaging, but I suppose they wanted it to stick out on retail shelves in North America and be the same size as a DVD or a PlayStation 2 game, so they did what they could to bulk it up for our audience. But the discs inside are the same size no matter what. And once again, it's very easy to soft mod your way into playing import GameCube games, or you can use a freeloader boot up disc to get around Japanese games not being technically compatible with a North American GameCube, but in reality, there's not that much of a difference. You just need to bypass the region check. Use whatever method you prefer to do that. Some people actually mod their GameCubes. That's fine too. But this one was super complete. There's a warranty card. There's a promotional insert for what I can only assume is some kind of contest that Capcom was running at the time. I can't read Japanese, but it looks like it's mentioning specific dates and times and prizes that are available in different categories. Maybe I'll do a Google Translate on that later and see what all it says, but that's an educated guess. And of course, besides the warranty card and the contest, we have the actual instruction manual inside. If I can pry it out of that plastic sleeve, there we go. And let's take a quick look at the inside, see how clean it is. Looks good to me. Not much wrinkling, no dog earring, no bended corners as bookmarks, no stains of any kind. So very happy with how clean this is, and relatively inexpensive too for a GameCube import game. It was like $25-26. It wasn't that much. And I paid more for Tron Bonne, or Tron Kobun, I believe is what they call it in Japan, instead of the Misadventures of Tron Bonne. So if you're looking for a cheap copy of that, be sure to look for Tron Kobun instead of Tron Bonne, because sellers may not know it's the Misadventures of Tron Bonne in the United States. Anyway, I'm Mr. MegaManFan. this is my latest haul from Japan. I hope you've enjoyed me unboxing just as much as I'll enjoy playing all of these games. So hopefully a happy and prosperous 2022 to each of you watching, and I'll see you all in a future video. But bye for now.